I'm very excited to have my next guest join us. Big fan of this next band. Their latest EP is called Invite Me Kindly. It is HotWax.
Hey!
Hello, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Very happy to be here.
In America.
And in America.
In
yeah.
America.
In Oakland.
Thank you for recognizing Oakland. Some
Yeah.
people will just say San Francisco. And
Yeah, no, Oakland.
No, this is Oakland.
yes. For those that are still getting to know you guys, we have Lola, Lula, and Alfie as part of HotWax. Welcome to America. How's it been so far? This is like your second show
Yeah. We played the Wilton last night.
in Los Angeles.
So yeah, that was amazing.
It was
we
so
had
amazing.
a great time in LA. We were there for like 4 days.
Yeah.
So-
We just can't believe it here. It's like everything's so big and exciting, and we're not over it. We're like, wow. It's like a film. It's so cool, and yeah, the venues so far have been like really beautiful, and
Yeah,
it's just
today's
mad.
venue is crazy with the statues.
Have you been to the States before?
no,
No.
never.
Like
Not at all.
even as
Not
a
even
young
as
person
people visiting.
on holiday?
No.
no,
Never.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, it's so surreal.
What are your preconceived notions?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like strangely familiar because of like TV and movies and
Yeah.
stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, it makes sense. But then like, I don't know. It's how it seems on TV and movies. That's what I see it as. Yeah.
Yeah, especially in LA where you
Yeah.
think, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean we've
beach.
only been in California
Yeah,
so
yeah,
far.
yeah,
We've
yeah.
got the rest of the states, but yeah, it's very big,
Mhm.
and England is like so boring compared to so
I understand you guys are from Hastings,
yeah.
Yes,
all three of you?
I'm from Brighton, which is
Brighton.
about an hour.
basically Hastings, but
Okay.
bigger.
Or Hastings is basically Brighton.
What's it like over
Hastings
there,
is their first-
especially growing up in the music scene?
Yeah, I mean, it's like Hastings is a really, really small town, but it's really filled with artists and musicians and has like a really strong community. And well, I mean, me and Ola have been playing together, doing gigs since we were about 13, and we've been able to like do free recording sessions. People want to help out, make videos. Like everyone's just, yeah, it's just great. Everyone helps each other out. So it's been really, really good. And there was never any like age restrictions for like shows or anything. So yeah, everyone's just like really, really supportive, and that's been amazing. And then we met Alfie in Brighton at music college, and that's kind of where we started gigging even more, and like gigging in venues that we'd grown up and thought, oh, it'd be cool to play there. And then we were playing there in Brighton. So yeah, it's just like really creative there.
What's the commonality in terms of musical taste between the three of you, especially Lola and Lula, because you guys have known each other
Yeah.
and played with each other since you were 13, 12,
Yeah.
right?
For sure, yeah. I think it's definitely like heavy music. Like for me and Lula, we're like when we kind of discovered as we started HotWax, we kind of were just into like kind of psyche stuff, and we used to watch like all the KXP sessions and really into like Pond and like Tame Impala and like Ty Segall and stuff like that. So that's how we started our sound. I mean, that's obviously like we're all into kind of different music, but I think the thing that binds us together is kind of like 90s rock and then like modern psych music and stuff.
Where did you discover 90s rock? Because you clearly are not
Yeah,
90s
real
babies.
No,
Yeah,
I guess just from like parents. Like when I was younger, I really didn't like heavy music, and I was like a very quiet child, and heavy music kind of freaked me out. And my mum showed me the Fever to Tell by Yes and Live Through This by Hole, and I kind of like listened to that in the comfort of my own room, and it like really changed everything. I think as well, like listening to women being loud,
Yeah.
and like being free, and like whatever you think, well, anyone, whatever, however they are, but it did something that like changed everything for me and really made me want to
Yeah.
like perform. And
We've been covering like
Yeah.
songs like from bands like that for
yeah, when we were growing
and it's crazy to be playing in like the Fox Theatre today, where looking at the posters and she like it's like on the wall, and like so many like legendary artists.
Right. And what was the purpose when you went to music school? Because one would think, all right, we're going to make loud music, we're going to be rock and roll,
Yeah,
F the establishment, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
I
I
mean-
hated it. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Like I went there but I think me and Selena were like, well, we've got to do education till we're 18. May as well go do something we love doing. But I dropped out in my first year because you can't really teach something like music unless you want to learn it in a technical way, which I kind of already done. So then by the time I got there, it was kind of like, it was a very rigid way of learning how to like perform and be, and like it's good because like you could meet contacts and stuff, and I think that's good, and you know it fits some people, but yeah, it's definitely not rock in any kind of sense, I wouldn't say.
Were there any things that you did learn? Because obviously music composition, you know, there is a skill to it. There's technicalities like you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I kind of learned that on like my way up to like, you know, like playing guitar. You kind of learn it. But I guess you kind of learn how to you get to learn the history behind different genres and stuff. I mean, I didn't really go long enough. You went longer than me. But.
I mean, I think... Yeah, the only reason why we went is because you have to be in education until you're 18. So it's kind of like, we may as well do music. But I think, you know, you meet some interesting people. We met Alfie there. Some of the things the tutors say to you can be like, you know, stick with you for life. I went there because I kind of wanted to learn theory. But it went completely over my head and I didn't care. I don't care. It's like, I just have to block it out. So yeah, I kind of gained nothing other than a drummer.
Alfie?
Well, I went to university as well for a bit. I dropped out like not long ago, but I quite enjoyed it. I quite like the technical side of things, and I made a lot of really good friends. And obviously, I joined this band,
right?
And I learned a lot. But yeah, it has its time and place. But it's.
I ask because there are some folks that did go to music school and learn the theory and composition, and you know the difference between minor and making sad songs and major. You know,
that is important. I mean, I learned all that like from I was playing guitar when I was like 10. So when I had all those lessons, I kind of learned all that like before college. And now I don't know if I've remembered it, but I think it definitely does help. I mean, it's different for everyone. I don't think it's a necessity, but I think it can help you with your writing and stuff.
And it probably just comes naturally now where you're like, you know, hey, let's try this in A minor or something. Right?
Yeah, it's really handy, yeah. And especially if you learn it from like a young age, because then you kind of, I didn't learn to like any kind of level or anything. I just learned like the basics. And
what was the first song you learned how to play on your own? Like a cover?
Mine was so random. There's this like TV show called Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably know it. I never watched it. I was never allowed to watch it because I was like 8 and it had like, I don't know, boobs in it or something. But there's this song called Telescope and I was like, obsessed with it. And that was the first ever song I learned. It was just so random, but I love that song. Yeah. It was like 3 chords.
That's funny. I think mine would just be like Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Oh, nice.
Classic.
Guitar.
I still don't know that. I probably do. I probably could play it, but
no, it's really hard.
Just a few months ago, you guys played the All Points East Festival and opened the same stage that the Yeah Yeah Yeahs were going to play later on that day.
Yeah, that was my favorite day in the world of the history of
I mean, gosh, to be in the presence of Karen O, you have been floored. I've only been able to interview her once.
Wow.
Right? And I was like, oh my God, right?
Yeah.
I can imagine playing before them, right? And watching her mill around and so forth.
No.
Can you describe what that experience was like?
I mean, I just like, she walked over and I was like, wow. But no, she's just like radiates the most beautiful energy, you know. She's so like just positive and like gentle, but so strong. And that's just amazing. And their set was insane. And when they did Maps, they dedicated the song to a bunch of people and she dedicated it to our band. And like, that was crazy. But no, I don't know. I've just sort of like, you know, she's like my idol. So it was insane. It was the best day ever.
It's a good idol to have.
It is.
She's still killing it today, right?
Oh my God. Yeah.
You know, after all these years.
And it was,
that
set was just
was so
and it's
good.
amazing
Perfect.
to see the influence because here you are as a collective making music very much inspired by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs in your own way. And this EP has just taken you to another level. I can't tell you how many times I've listened to it.
Oh,
thank you.
Congrats on that. I understand that it is following the themes of forgiving people who may have hurt you in the past and being free and so forth. and not to get too philosophical, I know we don't have that much time, but it's a very much an absurdist type of viewpoint. I don't know if you follow nihilistic and existentialism and absurdism and so forth, but I feel like that's kind of
That's
that
quite true, I
perspective.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just kind of thought of it in a way as like next year we're 20 and
So old.
no, but it's like kind of a new chapter maybe, and like
Yeah.
we're not a teenager anymore.
Which is like a
So, you know, it's kind of like moving on from whatever has happened as a teenager and like observing all the relationships or friendships you've like seen or had or whatever, I don't know, and kind of like moving on and spitting out all your doubt and like having a fresh. So that's kind of like a thing that I wanted to write about as like a therapy, or like it's quite therapeutic just to do that and leave that and move on, you know.
But it's a very wise and very mature perspective. Some people don't reach that level or speak of those things in that way until they're much older, or obviously everyone's different, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a very mature way of thinking. And like you said, you're turning 20, right? So it kind of hits you. Was that purposeful?
I think it's kind of a subconscious thing, but also it's like I do just want to move on and kind of
You move on from the angst of being a teenager.
Yeah. Like you're ready to grow up. You're ready to
yeah,
grow
I
up.
mean, not really, but maybe a
Yeah,
little.
people. I don't think anyone thinks we're mature that that knows us. But lyrically,
Yeah,
you are.
Yeah.
something nice to do in my brain, just to like leave that.
I'm really excited for what you have coming up, and of course the live show here in a few moments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
soon.
But really appreciate it. Great to meet you.
Thank
Lovely
you.
to meet you.
so
Thank
much.
you so
and best
much.
of luck with everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is HotWax right here on B-Sides.